Indoor racing season is getting ready to crank up. There's races out in Indiana this coming weekend, but the Indoor Racing Series begins here very soon. That's the Letty Salmons deal. A couple of events coming up in January. The 6th and 7th, they'll be at the PPL Center in Allentown, Pennsylvania. The 27th and 28th, they'll be in Atlantic City for the famous race down there where they used to run on boards all those years ago. One of the guys who will be competing in the second race, not the first one, well, we chatted with him a little while ago. He had an injury about 2 months ago. Billy Pauch Jr. joins us here. Doug's Dirt Diary, basically on YouTube, is what we're doing here. He's 35 years old, and he just had a nice Christmas with his young family. How we doing, Billy?
We're doing good. When you said 35, I think I've been talking to you since I was 19, so that's a long time, Doug.
Really? It's been that long, man. Math
Yeah, you go back in your archive. I challenge you. Shoot me a text. Let me know the first time we talked to us.
Yeah, I'll start looking for those and see if I can. I've been finding some other ones as I have been going through the archives. I saw a nice quote, and Billy and I talked about this beforehand. They said men don't ask for a lot for Christmas because they like to sit back and enjoy everybody else opening presents. You told me that's exactly you at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think most people at this age have what they want when they buy what they want when they want it. So, what do you need? So I like watching the kids open it, my wife open it. That's the excitement part of it all,
Yeah, and you've got 2 and 7-year-olds, so this is the fun time to be a parent, isn't it?
Yes, this is an excellent time. I mean, every time's fun, Doug, no matter which way you look at it. I mean, you got to enjoy the ride. And if you don't enjoy the ride, you're in trouble.
I look back at pictures of my kids when they were that age, because mine are about the same distance apart as yours, and I just love looking at them. So how are we doing 2 months since the injury?
We're doing good. We're doing good. I was on target there. I felt really good. I picked the transmission up about a week ago. I thought that was about ready. Really? I thought I was going to cry on that one. That was a dumb idea, Doug. I thought I was doing better than I was. And up until then, I was going pretty good. I still have a little pain here and there. I've been going to a sports doctor. He was pretty much on board. And then I met with the real doctor yesterday, and he's like, look, he goes, you're pretty much cleared. He goes, do me a favor. I'll clear you the 15th of January, so don't go to Allentown. I said, okay, I understand that. I don't want to take a huge shot at risking a lot just for something like that. And it was eye-opening, but it definitely was the first time I've ever been down that long,
So he'll be at the 27th and 28th down at Boardwalk Hall. I would imagine that was a tough phone call because I know you love working with Jason Simmons and that bunch.
Yeah, I hated to do that yesterday, man. I was, I just, as soon as I knew, I called Jason and I called David, who works on all this stuff, and Brian does a lot with it too. And, God, I really want to do it just because I like them people, and they're so great. They were awesome to work with last year in Allentown. And I was looking forward to this more than you can imagine. So I'm glad we can still do Atlantic City. I just felt bad letting them down, but I know they got Tyler in the one car, who's an awesome driver, and be curious to see what they probably end up running the second car with someone else. But I'm thankful that hopefully they still do Atlantic City,
And we still got another interview with Jason, by the way. We're going to air right after New Year's, where he's going to run down their plans for the season as well. So as you sit there now, and again, we talked about this before, is there going to be any apprehension the first time you climb in there and put those belts on after a crash that was a pretty significant injury?
It's funny. I always think about that, and I never really got it until Port Royal about 3 years ago. I hit a wall and about really hurt when that one knocked me pretty good out, and never really thought about it. The next time I went to Port Royal, maybe one lap, I said, oh shit, and then after that, it's like, okay, I'm going to hammer the top, and we're going to go hard. It takes a special mind to be a race car driver, and you got to forget about that stuff.
Okay, so when was that moment when you said, oh no, what am I doing here?
I just thought about it the first lap, and after that, it was kind of over. It's like, all right, I'm good. Let's get going here,
Was it in the staging area or actually after we pulled out on the racetrack?
About going into turn 3, about where I hit the wall.
So that flashback memory just hit you. Oh, I remember that
just real
spot.
Quick, and then after that, I was like, okay, we're good. You know what I mean?
So you looked at that little spot on the wall and said, yeah, it was probably about right there.
Well, there was a big wall replacement painted gray where I knocked it down.
Oh, so that made it even better for you to see.
Oh, yeah, it was so easy to tell then,
Oh, yeah, I caused them to have to fix that wall. Let's not do that again, basically.
Exactly. Let's not go down that way,
Okay. Well, did you have a bad crash a few years ago in an indoor race, I thought, too?
No, I never know.
Oh, you've been good.
Don't jinx me on that, Doug.
I'm knocking on the wood right now to make sure that
all right, good.
That we don't do that. What is it about Atlantic City? Because a lot of people have told me that because of the historical significance, they say that's really one. I know it's not in the same place it used to be, but they say that race has a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for, juice to it, maybe?
Yeah, that's the one I was really looking forward to. So that's the big one you really want to win, you know what I mean? So I kind of think it's an awesome deal. And, I got to say, Jason's probably... You do a lot with Jason Simmons, but he does a lot for the sport, and he has top-notch stuff. And what he gives back to this racing team is very impressive, you know?
Mm-hmm. And someday, who knows, maybe Savannah will be your teammate on one of these deals.
Yeah, I know. Savannah's coming a long way there. She's doing really, really good.
She is.
Even his little son, Mason, I think, is coming along pretty good.
Mason. So they're going to have to. They're going to need a bigger shop, I think, at some point.
Yeah, they're going to get there, you know?
Do you ever get up there, or you just meet them at the events?
You know, it's on my list. I didn't get there this summer, but I plan to get up there soon, you know?
All right, well, let me know when you do.
He actually said he was looking for a bigger shop, I think, when I talked to him.
And last time I was there, let me think. How many? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 cars and I think 4 carts, all in one place. So and I saw yours, so it's there. It's got your name on the front and everything like that.
Oh yeah, no, perfect. That's a good thing, you know.
Yeah. When your name's not there, you're like, oh, what?
Yeah, you're in trouble, you know. And he does a lot. I mean, he even has a car for Rocky Warner and the dirt stuff, so that's pretty cool, you know.
Yep, cars for Tyler too on asphalt and dirt, so they got a lot
going
on. As far as this coming season, what do you know at this point that you can tell us that you're going to do for sure?
We're just going to do some racing and whatnot, and we're gonna flow from probably gonna run Bridgeport maybe there unless it changes and see what happens, you know.
Okay. How many races do you figure is going to be about right? 40, 50, 60?
I think I wrote down the other day about 80.
Oh, that many?
Oh God, Doug. Yeah, I raced a lot of races, buddy.
Okay, so we're doing Kutztown again?
We're gonna run a lot of the special shows. I think as soon as I get done Atlantic City, I'm going to Florida the following weekend to fly down there to go racing at Alltech, and then we'll kick back up here up north, and we'll start March 4th, and we'll run all the way through November 12th.
I know on occasion you have done asphalt. Is there anything on asphalt this year outside of the indoor stuff?
No, you never know where it goes. Probably not. You know, I got so much going on with the dirt stuff, Doug. It's pretty crazy. I thought years ago I'd slow down, and then we actually got my little guy a slingshot, so that'll keep us going. So it should be a very, very fun year. I'll put it to you that way.
Where are we going to see you with your son in the slingshot? Or do you know yet?
There's a little track up by us here called Snydersville. They run Friday nights. I'm going to start him out there and see how it goes.
How is that going to be for you, and how is that going to be for Mom, do you think?
Mom will be a little more nervous than me. We'll see where it goes, you know?
I mean, do you have some nerves yourself? I mean...
I guess your kids racing are a little more nervous than when you're racing yourself.
True. Yeah, I mean, I was more nervous watching my daughter race than I was ever nervous about anybody else or even myself, just because, they're kids.
Well, exactly.
But what a change this is going to make for him in his life. I mean, there's a lot
big time. Now, does your daughter still race at all, or is she kind of?
We're trying to get something going this year, but she's been concentrating on college. But I got to tell you, the stuff she learned from racing, like you're riding around and somebody drives into you, you learn how to deal with disappointment. You learn how to, basically, I think it grows them up a little faster. And you started a little younger. Did it do that to you?
I've said that since day one, and that helped me a lot in life.
Yeah, because you have to deal with things, and things don't always work out, and it's not always your fault. So
100%.
So that's the bigger benefit. And, of course, when he turns 16 and gets his license.
Then you feel a little bit better about it being on the road, you know?
Yeah. My daughter drives in the snow, and she says, it's kind of like when I used to pack the dirt tracks after the rain. It's no big deal.
Exactly. That's awesome.
Well, I'm glad you're doing well. Continue to get better. Like we said, you will not see Billy at the Allentown race. Again, that's the 6th and 7th at the PPL Center in Allentown, but you will see him in Atlantic City at Boardwalk Hall the 27th and 28th. You take care, man, and I hope I get a chance to actually be in the same room with you sometime later this year, man.
Man, I'd love that. I hope to get up there and see it. I got to get up to Jason's, and maybe I'll get up to Jason's. I know he's not far from you, and I can make it work, you know?
Have a great new year, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, Billy.
You too. It's a pleasure.
Guys, hit the blue E, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that cool stuff.